Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so it's another fabulous, marvelous Monday, right? On our third week of the Fearless Food Freedom, right? So I hope you guys' weeks have been going really well, that you've been learning lots of great things. We're gonna shift gears from Monday onto Saturday as far as me doing the recap with you guys. So I'm still going to do today, obviously. But then to start prepping you guys for next week, I'm going to do that on Saturday. So don't, feel like you're going to miss out on anything. I want you guys to be able to really get, I thought it would work out really well doing the setting up for you guys on either Friday or Saturdays so that you have it. You're already prepared. You have those armors and stuff like that, okay? So just kind of want to let you know that before we get started. So this week, our oils that we're going to really work on is Beautiful and Passion, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So let's go through the Slow Down Diet book first. It is about the metabolic power of quality. So keeping in mind that what's the one simple nutritional strategy that could give us the biggest bang for our metabolic buck? And that is to elevate the quality of our food. All right, so don't worry about whether or not you're having a piece of chocolate. Make sure that it is a quality chocolate. And I share this because I don't know if any of you got the truffles, the Christmas truffles, but oh my goodness, they are fantabulous in that just sit with it, enjoy it, really let it melt in your mouth. So stuff like that. And just so you know, I still have all kinds of funness going on with my house, with the bathroom and all that stuff. So you might hear some noises and stuff in the background, but it's all good. So anyways, quality means any and all of the following. So real, fresh, organic, gourmet, loving, crafted, homemade, locally produced, heirloom varieties, integrity, tasteful, full of true flavor, not artificial, right? Nothing masking the taste of that food. Quality also means the care and consciousness of food, that the food itself has a good story to tell. Have we ever thought about that? I love crafting stuff in my kitchen. It's funny because my daughter will sometimes say, well, how come we don't just go buy a thing of ice cream? Or how come we don't just go buy a thing of cookies or this or that? Yes, I could get, a gourmet one, a dairy or dairy-free or a gluten-free, blah, blah. And sometimes I do, but I like crafting things because it takes time. So think about when something takes a lot of time for you to create. Don't you savor it a little bit longer? And that's the whole point. When I make up a tub of ice cream for our family, we don't just eat through that tub in a day or two. We take just a scoop or 2 small scoops, and we take our time savoring it and enjoying it because we knew it took some time to make it. Now I have some really simple recipes that don't take a whole lot of time, but it's still, it's the principle behind that it, even if it's only 3 ingredients, it still takes time for me to have those ingredients, to put them together, to decide what flavor we're gonna have other than vanilla, right? And decide if we want anything to go along with that ice cream. So quality. So no matter what food you eat, choose the highest quality version of the food. Remember that food is energy and it's information. So with this simple formula, E equals mc squared. Where have we heard that, right? Einstein proved that matter and energy are one and the same and could shapeshift to and fro. The true worth of a food will never be discerned from a label. Its real value is in all the energy and information it contains. Yes, that includes vitamins, minerals, protein, fiber, and fat. But it also means how the food is grown, handled, transported, manufactured, advertised, cooked, served, and eaten. So think about that. Isn't that why we all use doTERRA oils? Because we know quality. We know that it is where it's coming from, how it's handled, right? We want nothing but quality in our food. So some anti-nutrients to be thinking about. The most potent anti-nutrients are to limit are poor quality fats, poor quality sugar, poor quality white flour, poor quality dairy, and poor quality meats. And I'm just going to real quick highlight over those because I think we all know, but I mean, there's become this huge shift in today's world, right? We know, we understand what's quality and what's not quality, but let's just real quick cap that. As best as you can, replace poor quality fat containing products with quality oils and quality fat foods. And I say, rather than even getting it as an oil, the more and more I learn about a whole food diet, and that some people might equate it as vegan, but you can do poor quality vegan eating. I like to, plant-based. If you're thinking plant-based, then that means you are not separating anything, all right? So avocados, for example, are an excellent source of high quality fat, right? But you're also, if you are utilizing the not getting a pressed, just the oil itself, when you're using the actual avocado, you're getting fat, you're getting fiber, you're getting nutrients, amazing nutrients that would get pressed out. And with a little bit of creativity, you can use the oil from that avocado to wipe your pan, to use to be able to have it for a non-stick surface, or using a little bit of water. But remembering that our fat helps when it's good quality fat. It's helping our brain health. It's helping our body, our system, and all stuff, our hormones, our chemical production, our central nervous system, all of this stuff. So we want to really make sure that, especially because our brain is 40 to 60% consists of fat, so we want to get good fat, right? Like avocados and nuts and stuff like that, to help support the oxidation for our brain. Poor quality sugars, we know high fructose corn sugar is just yuck, right? So we want to replace those reward foods with higher quality health foods. So like raw honey, maple syrup, making sure that it's real maple syrup. Stevia, those are really great choices. Even molasses, a good organic molasses that is full of B vitamins and iron, all of this stuff. All right. And research is showing how artificial sweeteners are actually causing brain degeneration, creating issues with weight gain, because our body, it senses sweet, and so it doesn't know that sweet, the artificial sweetener, is negative in calorie, so our body automatically starts doing what it wants to do. So there's just a whole gamut of artificial sweetener stuff just not being good for our system. So let's see, look through your home and begin to replace poor quality white flour products with quality carbohydrate foods. So do you normally like bread with your sandwiches, right? So instead use lettuce wraps, or you can even cook brown rice down and get it really gooey, then blend it all up and make your own kind of unleavened rice biscuits, all right? There's lots of different things you can do. Instead of doing sandwiches, do salad bowls with other things and whatnot. So let's see. In general, he suggests to keep dairy foods to a minimum, and I totally agree. When you do use dairy, though, you want to make sure that it is not a mass-produced, poor-quality variety. So your milk, making sure it's raw, organic, unpasteurized. Your cheese, again, organic, high-quality, unpasteurized. Yogurt, full-fat, organic. Cottage cheese, full-fat, organic. Butter, organic. Even going ghee. Ghee is removing all of the dairy itself as well, as much as possible. So if you are going to use dairy, now as women, a caveat, understand that if you start noticing lots of blemishes or ovarian pain or different pains during your cycle, there's 3 things that could be creating the issue, especially if there's skin stuff. It's going to be dairy. but it could be gluten and it could be sugar. So those three things I always recommend, I strongly recommend that those three things get removed, and then reintroduce one at a time to see which one is your biggest issue. My daughter knows that gluten absolutely upsets her stomach. She gets instant gurgling and gut distress and all that stuff. And over a period of time it will affect her skin as well. But she gets an instant know that gluten is not her friend. Dairy is really not her friend either, but it's a slow buildup, so she likes to push the limit with dairy until all of a sudden she will come to me and she'll show me how her scalp is just really scaly, and we're not talking like just your regular kind of dandruff, but really scaly. It's got buildup, it's got ick, and nothing else is in her diet other than having allowed herself to have too much dairy. Her skin just starts getting more eczema. She'll get a little bit more blemishes, and then her period. Oh, awesome. All right, didn't lose you guys. Very good. Okay, so let's see if we can make sure that I don't lose you. So as best also, you want to replace poor quality meats, making sure that they're labeled free range, organic, grass-fed, or hormone-free. Because again, whatever the animal has eaten is gonna go into you. So your primary task this week with the slow down diet is to up-level your food quality, making sure that even if you're wanting a hot dog, that it is a good, clean source, a good choice. If you're wanting some, making sure that it doesn't have lots of preservatives and added stuff and whatnot. Drawing a blank of the brand, I'll make sure, and if you guys know the brands, make sure and put in our group, share with this group some of the really great organic and chemical-free meats and cheeses and stuff that you like to use. Anything that is upgrading the quality, right? So anything other than quality is the exception and not the rule. So keep that in mind. And it's so easy, it really is possible, even when we go out to eat, to really look at the menu and think about, there's times that I will go to, when we go out to eat, and I will get a side salad and their guacamole salad, right? And therefore, I'm getting the wonderful, yummy creaminess. I feel like I'm getting a great treat with all of that avocado and stuff, and it's so much fun, and I don't feel like I'm missing out. So let's see, in this diet,